Celtics lose to the Mavericks. Great. I mean, obviously two money shots from Luka late, but that's not what cost the Celtics the game. Let's wait for people to load up here, and we'll start talking about it. But let's go around the horn, guys. Why did they lose?
Defense. No consistency on defense. Is this an effort thing, guys, or were they just outplayed? Somewhere in between, I guess. Somewhere between that and seeing Kemba Walker go off, I think that inspired them a bit. I mean, I think obviously Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, they were doing all they could and doing their best hero impression, because that's what you do in the fourth quarter, right? When the game's getting out of distance, and I don't know if I had necessarily had a problem with that. Some of the decision making from Jayson Tatum, some questionable forced passes, but outside of that, I mean, it came down to defense and the effort, and I feel like the Dallas Mavericks, they just bully them in a sense, I listen, when Robert Williams, got that putback, that loud putback, I thought, okay, can everyone else get on that same level? Can we just show some energy, I don't know, just show that you wanted it more, I guess. And I didn't see that until Kemba Walker went off.
Rob Williams play?
Him and Brunson going back and forth, I think obviously neutralize the score, because I mean, listen, if Kemba doesn't do that, this game is over, right?
Yeah, so, Kemba's not the problem with this team. Me and you have been saying it for a while, Joe Sway. Another solid game here. He's been inconsistent, but strong performance, and he was the only reason they even got back in this after they melted down through all the defensive concerns that you talked about. The fouling was a massive reason they lost this one. 5 quick fouls to the likes of Nesmith on that chase down. Rob just sticking his arm out on Cauley-Stein in the lane. Tatum and Kemba too down low, and Brunson had some bad ones, but they put the Mavericks in the bonus quickly. Mavs reacted accordingly, chased all those free throws on touch fouls, and it was Tatum, Thompson, and Kemba who gave Jalen Brunson all those free points at the free throw line. And then Jayson Tatum, who I thought was an absolute disaster tonight, especially in the fourth quarter. Comes in, takes 2 fadeaway jump shots. It was jump shot city from the opening tip-off again tonight. Throws away and pass in transition in crunch time. Drops that rebound. Somehow those 2 plays led to wide open threes and didn't hurt them. So it was only right that Luka Doncic turned it around and made the most ridiculous ones imaginable to make up for those. So the Celtics nearly got away with this by the Mavericks being on a back-to-back, pretty worn out in crunch time. But again, their stars even at this point are failing them. They're veterans. And it starts at the top, and we've talked a ton about Brad Stevens. I don't want to even mention Brad Stevens on this broadcast tonight, because this is Jayson Tatum. I mean, this is a Jayson Tatum loss right here.
I don't know about that. I wasn't in love with some of the stuff Tatum did.
The touch foul on Doncic, I mean, how many points can you give away to him?
That's fine. This game was lost by the entire team in the third quarter when the Dallas Mavericks went 3 for 20 from the field, and the Celtics just settled for crap jumpers and didn't step on their throats and take a 15, 20-point lead. They had a 5-point lead. That was their max lead in that quarter.
That wasn't going to happen, Don.
Huh?
You knew that wasn't going to happen.
That's the game right there. The lack of intensity in that third quarter, when they had a chance to absolutely deliver a knockout punch and just let them linger. And then in the fourth quarter, zero urgency until late in the game. That's where the game is lost. You can point to things late, and the Tatum stuff, focus, man. Like, it's late in the game. You can't be throwing cross-court passes into traffic when on a critical possession. Like, that's like Marcus Smart at his craziest right there.
You know what drove me crazier?
And the rebound thing is, again, it's a total friggin' brain camp. And also settling for shots. And I agree with all of that. It's maddening, Bobby. That's why he's not at that level where you're like, okay, that's what superstars do. He doesn't do it enough. And so it drives you freaking crazy. But that third quarter killed me. That's where I knew the game was over. You know how I say I start penciling in my graphic? I penciled in the loss there in the third quarter because it was over. And again, it is frustrating as hell to watch them tear back late in the game because it shows you it's a switch.
How about the offense? The way the offense switched up.
The defensive effort was off the charts on all of those possessions. Even Luka's made 3, not the game winner, the one before that. The defense was insane for that little stretch where they cut that lead down. So they just felt like doing it, and they did. That drives you nuts.
I
Jimmy,
think that exposed a bit when Dallas slowed their offense down, though. You know,
yeah,
I think they
the
sort
Celtics
of dissected the Celtics apart. You know, picked them apart.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was going to also point to just the second half in general, the third quarter when they started to, that's when the game changed, like you said, John. I will say this though. I was kind of surprised at the way they fought back down the stretch in the fourth. When they went down by double digits, I was like, here we go, another, go quietly into the night.
Yeah, that 14-2 run.
And so I'll give them credit for that. I wasn't, I know, John, you're saying you were already penciling the loss. The way that you must have been surprised somewhat by that little comeback there with Kemba Walker leading the way. And if the Celtics pull this one off, that's what we're talking about, right?
Too little, too late. Too little, too late.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given them a lot of props.
They had the lead and it was up to the Mavericks to hit the shot, and they hit the shot, an unreal shot. He did it twice. Luka did it twice, back-to-back amazing shots there. I thought the defense was fine. I'm not going to harp on Nesmith for the second shot there. He did, I thought, lose him on the switch, but I don't know. Should he have even been in the game at that point? I don't even know why he was in the game on offense because he wasn't shooting tonight. So
he did some good things there. So he got
did.
the baseline.
He's not the reason they lost.
He set up the second Kemba three with a nice baseline drive that got the offense moving, and then he contested perfectly on that Hardaway shot that Tatum dropped. So what are you doing, Tatum? Walking out of bounds early, the turnovers, the touch fouls, those jumpers that just make this offense so stagnant.
All set. Mission accomplished.
So I am going to give them credit for making this, for putting themselves in a position to win. They lost. So ultimately, we are gonna criticize them plenty tonight. But I'll at least give them that because we've seen over the last couple of weeks they haven't made that type of a comeback.
I hate that, Jimmy.
I know, but you know what?
I hate that. Nothing to lose stuff. Okay, you're down and you just jack a few threes and those ones go and it's like, oh look, they had fight. No, I like the New Orleans game better than this because they played 2.5 quarters of outstanding basketball in that game where they looked like they could play at a high level versus this sleepwalking through 46 minutes and then put on a little clinic for 2 minutes there and we're supposed to feel good. I don't feel good about it at all personally.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wouldn't have given them props if they won this.
Yeah, I agree with Jimmy in the sense that I think that would have woken up the team to some degree. We burst ahead and we're capable of that. It would have righted the ship a little bit here. And now to lose like this, I swear, Brad Stevens looked like he dropped dead. He was halfway out on the court, just waving his arms, trying to get them to dive on that Doncic shot. All 5 guys to just jump on that, and they got caught around that screen. I didn't get a good look at it. I guess Nesmith got lost there a little bit, Jimmy. But I mean, Brad Stevens really looked like he dropped dead.
My buddy Dan, who I go back and forth, he's a big fan of the show. He doesn't seem to think it was a problem. I just thought, Nesmith in a big situation, Luka and the Mavs did Carlisle did exactly what they needed to do. They switched on to the rookie, and Luka got free and he drained the shot. So credit to them.